What is going on, my friends? Today I'm going to show you a 6-9 build that I think I am going to be making for the 2v2 park. Also could be used in the 3v3 park. Really could be used in any game mode, in my opinion, in 2K26. This is going to be the most well-rounded build I probably make this year. It's got a good enough steel to compete, I guess. Considering that steel is pretty bad. Pretty good block, good interior, great perimeter, great shooting, and eventually can be a really good dunker once I get my cap breakers going. 6-9 is also very glitchy because tier 2 you can get, on-ball menace, you can get challenger, just lightning launch, just really broken. So you guys wanted to see this as well. I posted a poll. What height did you want to see next for me to make? 6'9", 6'10", 7'4". Unfortunately, I made the 7'4" first. Just posted gameplay, or I don't know if I have yet, but eventually I will post gameplay in Pro-Am using my 7'4". And then, you guys want to see 6'9". So I'm going to do that for you guys in this video. I will be making this build. I just don't know when at the moment. I have a lot of VC at the moment, so maybe it's sooner rather than later. But enough of the yapping. You guys have been showing a ton of support too, so that's why I'm able to make all these builds. I have 3 videos already this year, just in the last week, that have hit 10,000 views. So thank you very much for that. That's honestly insane. I don't really know what to say other than thank you very much for that. But you guys want to see a 6'9", so let's get right into it, shall we? We're gonna have an 85 speed, 85 excel, 73 strength, and a 65 vertical. Now, when I go through this build, I'm going to explain it in detail why I did the things that I did. And then eventually I'm going to go into the actual build itself. We're going to get by, all that talking that the My Player guy does with those guys. And then I'm going to show you the cap breakers. So I might lower the strength. That's like the only thing I'm really considering lowering at the moment. But other than that, we will have an 86 speed, 86 agility at some point. Just don't know when. And the vertical will go up to, it can get up to an 80. I'll probably go up to like a 75, 78 vertical. Just kind of depends on where those contact dunks first get started at the 80, 87, 89 level. I'm stuttering. Let me slow down. But yeah, just going to figure out when I can get the contact dunks and what number. I don't know if it's 75, 78, 87 dunk, 89 dunk, but this build is able to do that. I'm using this build in park, so I want to be able to rebound. It's just so easy to be a well-rounded build this year. So I'm going to get a 75 defensive rebound. Honestly, could lower it. Don't know if I will yet, but that's something that I could be doing. I just don't really get rebounds in 2s when I have a big fella down there to help me out. But I like being able to do everything this year. Like I said, it's really easy to do everything this year, so kind of thinking you might as well just do it. Gonna have a 74 interior. Gonna have post lockdown on bronze. I'm not sure how much help that's gonna be for me, given that I'm 6'9". If that really comes in handy, it's gonna be against smaller builds, potentially guys that want to dunk in park. Gonna max out the perimeter defense to a 92 perimeter, and gonna be a 73 steal. That way I can have an interceptor on silver, and then we're also gonna have a 74 block. I can't get high flying denier. Maybe eventually I do. I can maybe put it at a 78 now, but my vertical just won't be high enough to get that to silver at the moment. Maybe that's the thing that I change down the road. But let's look at the tier 2 stuff that you can get, because that's what I was just talking about. Perimeter defense. If you guys see down here where my cursor is, challenger, gold. On-ball menace, gold. Pick dodger, gold. Those are all tier 2. So I'm gonna be walking around with, I think I'm going to do on-ball menace legend and then challenger on Hall of Fame. I think that's what I'm going to do, to be quite honest with you. Pick dodger, I haven't really noticed the difference between gold and legend at the moment. The lock that I play with kind of says that he gets bopped on screen. Sometimes he gets through the screens. Kind of just depends on, some random stuff. So might just leave that alone for now. I also get immovable enforcer on bronze. Probably won't badge elevate that, just because I think on-ball menace is a very important badge, and not a very bad badge this year, all things considered. I think defense is obviously very hard this year, so being able to get this badge up to legend on a 6'9" is broken to me. Really excited to use this. I could also mess around with maybe doing some interceptor at tier 1. But for the most part, I'm just going to keep my man in front of me. That's why I'm thinking about doing on-ball menace on legend. Next, this is a park build, so don't need a ton of pass. I'm going to go 71. That way I can get dimer on silver. And then we're going to max out our ball handle and our speed with ball. The biggest con about this build compared to like maybe a 6'8", which I think is the best height overall this year, is 6'8" for guards, is I can't get blur takeover. I'll show you the shooting here in a second, but I will be using deep bomber with this build most likely. But blur to me is a very, very, very good takeover this year. Pro-Am, every point guard is using blur because you just drive right by the guy. I mean, your dunk meter is humongous. So for right now, I'm not mad to have 75 speed with ball. I mean, lightning launch is going to be at Hall of Fame, especially once I hit the crew levels and max out. I just get more flexibility to upgrade stuff. So, you know, I may not do Challenger now that I think about it, just because I want to get this to Hall of Fame. So maybe I do on-ball menace, Hall of Fame, and then I get this Hall of Fame. That's probably what I'll end up doing, to be honest with you. Because I really do want Hall of Fame lightning launch. I don't want gold. I don't want silver. I really want Hall of Fame. So still, nonetheless, a lot of flexibility with my badges. I think I'm also going to do shooting with this for badge specialization. And for instance, I'm going to have a 93 pointer. That's going to get me that deep bomber takeover that I just got done talking about a few seconds ago, which I don't think is as good as blur, but I do think it's very, very broken. And you can honestly argue that deep bomber is just as good, if not better than blur. But to me, I just think blur, having a green dunk meter every time you go down there, every time you drive, you just blow by the guy. I think that that's broken. I still think that even with deep bomber, you can contest it pretty well. But I mean, nonetheless, deep bomber is very good. But we're going to have a 93 and a 92 midi. I'm going to use one cap breaker to get this midi up to a 93. As you can see, we get that up to a set shot specialist on Hall of Fame. Tier 1, we'll probably use that to get that to legend. But that's why I want to use the shooting specialization. I only have 3 shooting badges on this build. Well, that's not true. 4, including limitless. But I won't touch limitless because I don't shoot a ton of limitless 3s. But I do take a lot of fades and a lot of set shot specialist shots. So we'll probably do set shot specialist and shifty. Probably going to do shifty to legend. And then I'll be able to do set shot to legend with the +1. So I will be doing shooting specialization for that. Next, gonna have a dunk at a 67 here, and my standing dunk's gonna be a 40, and then we're just gonna max out the free throw there. This is gonna be used for park, so I don't really need all of that free throw. Maybe that's something that changes. You guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments. Should I be lowering my strength or maybe my rebound? That way I can add a little something more to maybe my speed and agility and just max that out off the rip. I really don't know. I honestly need to make a video about this because I think this is a great like learning point here. If I lower my speed and agility down from 86 apiece to 85 and up my defensive rebound, it changes the cap breakers completely. So look, we're gonna move on, but that last build right there that you just saw is the official build. No different than the last one I just showed, but when it comes to your cap breakers, it's very, 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 very important. So I'm going to advance. We're going to listen to these guys yap, unfortunately. Okay. I'm not going to talk too much over him, but I mean, you guys know the deal here.
Actually, I'm trying to go.
We're going to move on here.
Hey.
Get to our cap breakers, and now check this out. So now with our cap breakers, just changing up the speed and agility like that, we're going to be able to get up to an 89 dunk here, right? So first I'm going to put my cap breaker here on midi. That way we can have a 93 midi. We'll have set shot specialist, Hall of Fame. And then with dunk, this is going to go up 7. That's 74, 79, 83, 87, 89 with 5 cap breakers. So I could do 87 off the rip. I just wouldn't be able to do anything with it because, you know, my vertical is not high enough. And then with our vertical, 69, 72, 75, 78. So we're going to be able to get contact dunks with like 8 more cap breakers. So this build's going to be really, really good. I just need 3 more cap breakers. I'm going to get one towards the end of the crew level. hopefully I can hit reps sooner than later. And then I'll get another one there at like starter 3, I think. But this build's gonna have contact dunks, 93 midi, 94 midi, excuse me, 92 perimeter. This might be the most not broken, but most well-rounded build in 2K26. So let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. I know this, these build videos are a little longer now this year just because a lot of badge elevators to talk about this year, a lot of different things that you can do with your cap breakers. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Peace.